Welcome to Numis News, top stories in numismatics as of November 25th, 2024. We've got some record breakers this week, folks. A flying eagle cent from 1856, just hammered at over $300,000. This is a very large jump from its previous record held in 2020 at $240,000. They only made the flying eagle cent for a handful of years, from 1856 to 1858, before it was replaced by the Indian head cent. This one is graded at PR 67+, which makes it the finest known example of this coin. So it's not very surprising that it continues to go up in value. Another record breaker from the same auction is a 1915 Buffalo nickel, graded at PR 69 by PCGS. This one hammered at $240,000, which is telling me that there is growing interest in early American coinage, and as it should, these are some of the most beautiful coins we've ever had. Goldback Incorporated has just announced that Florida is going to be receiving Goldbacks. They originally announced this back in October, with them confirming that Florida will be the 6th state to be represented on a Goldback. But just recently we got information that they're also implementing 3 new denominations to make Goldbacks easier to use in everyday transactions. They're implementing a half Goldback, a 2 Goldback, and a 100 Goldback. Now, the exchange rate on Goldbacks are a little bit different than actual money. Because they're tied to specie, that is a precious metal, unlike our American dollar bills, their value is much more closely tied to the value of gold on the said day, but with a little bit of a premium. Whenever we're working in small denominations, especially a half, in any kind of material, it's going to get more expensive just to produce something that small. While other gold small denominational coins and bullion might fetch a 200 to 300% premium just for the production of the piece, Goldbacks actually only run about 100% premium above spot, which makes them more affordable and in some cases a better option than buying small denominational gold. There's currently 6 states that are using Goldbacks officially for local transactions, so stay tuned to hear what the next ones will be. There has been an update on the stolen coins from the 1715 fleet. In 2015, a family of salvaging contractors came across 101 gold coins from the 1715 fleet. This was a fleet of treasure ships that all went down together. Thousands of gold coins and other types of treasure were on board these ships when they went down, and we've been finding artifacts from the shipwreck along the eastern coast for a long time. And this is what happened in 2015. They came across these coins, and when you come across artifacts like gold coins from a shipwreck, you're supposed to report them. And that's what this family did to only 50 of the coins. The other 51 were not reported and were subsequently stolen. But we have gotten confirmation that 37 of these coins have been returned. It's said that a member of the family who was salvaging these coins was the perpetrator who stole them. Experts did investigations into private auctions, safe deposit boxes, and even found 3 of the coins reburied under the ocean for future investors to find. As per Florida state law, all of the coins that have been found are being returned to their rightful custodians. But this story kind of sheds a wider light on the world of numismatic crime. It's out there and it can be very serious, so make sure that your coins are protected. Unfortunately, though, that may be getting harder to do, as a New York Times article has just announced that safe deposit boxes are becoming very difficult to get your hands on. Safe deposit boxes have been a way for people to store their valuables for a relatively cheap cost for a very long time. But now in the age of digital banking, there's just not as much face-to-face interaction at banks. Now, when a bank closes a branch, they typically also close all of the safety deposit boxes that are in that branch. And when they open new branches, they aren't necessarily putting safe deposit boxes back in the branches. Instead, they're opting for physical spaces for them to interact with customers. Very popular and massive bank brands have been coming out saying we're no longer going to support safe deposit boxes. JP Morgan and Chase has shut down the use of new boxes, and The First Republic Bank was shut down, and a lot of their locations were changed into Chase banks, which do not provide a safe deposit box option. Now, it's definitely recommended that if you have a high-level coin collection or gems or family heirlooms, that you hide them away in some secure location, and safe deposit boxes are usually the best option for that, because a private vault service or a home vault can incur annual fees and be more expensive in the long run. While safe deposit boxes go from anywhere from $15 for a smaller box to $250 for a larger box, and that's not that bad when you consider the value of the things that you're putting inside them. I would maybe reach out to your bank's representative and just ask what their policy is for safe deposit boxes in case they end up phasing them out. You don't want to get caught with your collection out in the open for a extended period of time because you weren't prepared. Let's take a look at the flowing hair coins that were just released in 2024, because one of them has a current bid of $170,000, and I'm going to break down why. The coin I'm speaking of is a 230 Privy Mark ultra high relief gold flowing hair dollar coin. But previously, in October, the mint released the silver version of this coin. It had a mintage limit of 75,000, a production limit of 50,000, and as of the middle of November, they've sold about 50,000 of the silver coins. Now, 1,794 of the coins were minted with a special 230 Privy Mark that was meant to commemorate the 230 years since the original flowing hair design. The mintage of the Privy Marks is also a nod to the year that they were released, 1794. To add to the rarity, 230 of the 1794 were partnered up with a hand-signed COA. These were randomly distributed when you purchased them, and some of them have gathered insane premiums online. Then in November, they were scheduled to sell the gold high relief version. This only had a mintage and production level of 17,500 coins. They were made of 1 ounce of quad 9 pure gold, which is the highest fineness of gold. This release sold out in minutes, with many buyers unable to secure a gold coin just because they weren't there in time. Now, because the previous release, the silver coins, were randomly distributed, and many people were not able to get their hands on one of the high relief gold versions, the US Mint decided to outsource an auction for the 230 gold high reliefs with the 230 Privy Mark. Same situation as the last 230 of the coins are released with a Privy Mark. These, of course, are being auctioned off on Stacks Bowers. That way everyone has a fair shot at getting one. But the first struck coin of this release is currently at $170,000 at its current bid. I'd say it's probably because of the cool wooden display box that comes with it, as well as the fact that you will receive 2 of the canceled dies that were used to strike the coin. It's maybe one of the coolest additions to an auction that I have seen in a long time. Finally, in some new release news, the Hungarian Mint is continuing its Gold Florins of the Medieval Ages series with a new coin with some new designs. Now, the Gold Florins from the Middle Ages series is a series with the goal of providing a full overview of the history of gold florins. It was a very influential currency during its time and was used in global trade very often. The new design is called the Gold Florin of Ladislaus V. It has a beaded edge, and they conform to the traditional ducat standard of 0.986 fine gold. They are releasing 2 different versions, as they have with the 7 other coins. A normal weight at 3.491 grams that will mark it at about $489, and they're only making 2,000 of these. They're also releasing a Piedfort weight that is about 13.964 grams. It'll retail at about $14.89, and they're only making 500. They also have a non-ferrous metal version that's selling for like $21, but I think that has a mintage release of like 50,000, and we only talk about rare coins. That's gonna do it for this week's Numismatic News. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment down below what you want me to make a video about next, and make sure you hit the notification bell so you never miss out on this week's Numis News.